So one thing about it, we got whatever at home. And today, it's chocolate chip cookies, okay? Let me show y'all right quick. All right, so we're going to start with the ingredients. You got your chocolate chip, your sugar, vanilla, egg, butter, flour. And for the chocolate chips, I used all semi-chocolate chips. And what I did was half them in half. So I did a half a cup where I just crushed them up myself. And then the other half, I just left them whole. Some people like to buy them already crushed up. If you want to do that, it's your world. With the butter, I did go ahead and melt the stick of butter. But I melted it, like semi-melted it. I didn't melt it because we don't want it to be too melted because your cookies will be like way too soft. Now with the sugar, I did 1.5 cup. Actually, not 1.5. I did a half a cup of dark brown sugar to 1/4 cup of regular sugar. But if all you have is light brown sugar, you can use that. It's not a big deal. Now I use 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, but the vanilla, of course, you can use more or less. And then right here, you're just going to see me mixing in the baking soda and powder. To that, I did a half a teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt before I added in the flour. Now, the flour I did sift, and it is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, at this particular point, you're just going to blend the flour into the rest of the mixture until you don't see any additional traces of flour, and you just want it to be like kind of like doughy. Once the flour is kind of like mixed in, it's going to be like a dough, kind of like this. The final step is going to be to add your chocolate chips in. Now, you do want to make sure that you do crush half your chocolate chips up. If you decide that you want to use all semi-chocolate chips and you don't want to use, the chocolate chips that are already crushed up. The purpose of that is because you want the chocolate chip to be chocolate chipping. You don't want, no cookie. Now, I don't know. Some people like cookies without, chocolate throughout them, but I like my chocolate chips to be chocolate chipping. So the point of crushing up your chocolate chips is so that chocolate can kind of distribute throughout the cookie. Now, that last step, some people are going to take it into a scoop and do it individually. I did it all into one because it's all going to bake the same. It's all going to eat the same at the end of the day. 350 for 12 to 15 minutes, more or less, depending on your oven. And voila, chocolate chip cookies. Now, right here, we're just cutting them up. But before you do this part, you definitely want to make sure you let the cookie cool for at least about 10 to 15 minutes because it's going to be one of those type of chocolate chip cookies that's going to be super soft, and it will be tomorrow as well. Oh, my God. Look at that. Oh,